All right, Alex, suck my ass. Right.
Oh, is that really any way to start a Survivor season? Really? Come on.
Survivor.
I'm a
All
survivor.
right. Welcome back to Survivor, Alec.
Yeah,
We've
it's been a while. It's
we,
been a
I
while.
mean, we've been Survivor adjacent for a bit. The last few weeks we did some of the Survivor, the funny 115 by Mario Lanza, going through some
Yeah,
of the funniest moments of Survivor.
it's got
Which
me in the
will,
mood.
yeah, is easing us back into it. We'll watch more of those in the future for sure.
Mhm.
But now we're here. It's our next season of Survivor. If you're new to the channel, we've done every season up until now, at least the reviews for every season, and we've done reactions to every episode since Thailand. And I've been taking Alec, my friend here, through Survivor chronologically for the first time. I've seen this. Alec has not, but it's been fun because we're in a little time capsule.
Yeah.
This came out like February 2006. This episode aired. All right, so that's where we're at.
Wow.
And
Yeah. No, it's cool to be back there. I'm thrown back. Boom. Immediately here I am. I'm in ninth grade, I think. So
it takes me back.
takes me
Back
back.
to my
Takes me back
peak,
to them ninth grade.
my prime.
I hope not, Zach. I hope not.
Yeah, for me it was when I was 7. I peaked early, and
Yeah.
it's hard to
Wow.
cope with. But here we are at Survivor Panama, Exile Island, as it's called. All right, what are your thoughts going into
That's
it?
right. That's
Uh,
right.
Coming out of Guatemala is their freshest taste of Survivor.
Well, that's
How are you
right.
feeling?
How am I feeling? I mean, I'm amped. I'm into it. I want to see what extra twist. I know they already said during the reunion last time. It's like the element is that there is going to be an Exile Island, that that's going to be an element at play where people are going to be able to vote people onto the island, I guess, or something like that. I can't remember the exact specific details, which is maybe a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll surprise me when we get back into it. But I know that that's a major element at play here, and I'm very interested in seeing that because that's a new twist on the Survivor formula. We all know they love their twists every year. They're right off the bat with this one, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Could be fun.
And
Let's find out.
your thoughts on Guatemala? How would you say?
I mean, it was a pretty good season.
Pretty good season. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's one of those.
it's pretty good. Yeah,
Um,
not overly on the, not the biggest, amazing, holy crap, mind blowing season ever. It was pretty good.
so we'll see where Panama comes in for you. I'm not gonna say my thoughts. I never like to say my thoughts going into it because it gives you expectations. It's not a good thing to
Right,
have,
don't
like
do that.
positive or negative.
Yeah.
So it's always
You
fun.
get-
You go into the season, could be horrible, could be awesome, and it's just what you make of it and how things unfold.
All right. Do we have Thailand 2.0 or do we have Pearl Islands? It's hard to say.
Either way, it's a treat because it's Survivor,
Yeah.
baby.
It is. Let's do it.
All right, so yeah, if you want to go check out our playlist, we have all of our Survivor videos we've done so far. It's out there. It's how many places? 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7 seasons of reactions. So, like, if you want to watch, so you want to watch through a season and watch someone watching it for the first time with me, you can do that episode by episode from any of the Thailand up through Guatemala now. And then we've done reviews ever since the first season, where we always come back at the end and discuss the whole thing in depth. And
Indeed.
so the process is you go in the description, click the link to see the highlights of a reaction, and then you come back afterwards for the discussion, okay?
Do it.
Okay, so Tina, the Lumberjill, has been voted out. Survivor Panama.
She worked
episode
too
1.
hard.
What do you think?
It's gonna be a lot to. Do you think maybe the reason that they haven't told us all the tribe names is because 4 tribes is a lot to get used to?
That's what I was
I
saying.
think that might be. I think that must be it. That must be why they're doing it.
That's what I'm saying. It was like, try to remember 4 tribes. We could barely remember 2 sometimes, like who's on which tribe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like 4 tribe names. That's why it's easier to just be like old women, young men. All right, so what do you think? This
Even
is first of all, the first time we've had 4 tribes. First time we've had, uh, well,
it
they just
it feels
4 tribes and they're divided based on gender and age. So
and age, yeah. It feels to me there's like I think my problem with it was as of right now, my only problem with it is I think it's doing like too much at once. You're introducing too many new elements. It's like 4 tribes. Like having an Exile Island is already something enough. Like,
hmm.
but now we got 4 tribes. They're all tiny tribes. So then, like you lose. You're like way more chances of getting screwed. Way less opportunity to sort of hide in the shuffle. There's almost no way to hide in the shuffle now, actually,
Yeah,
which is how some people have gotten on. Which so we see here first and foremost, someone who's the person who's working the hardest, um, is the one that gets off for some reason. I mean, there's not
usually
really a reason.
that's like a cushion enough, right? If you're the hardest working
Yeah,
one, you're usually not gonna be the first one voted out. But when it
but
comes to 4 people, it's really gonna come down to relationships more than anything, right? Because like,
yeah,
what am I gonna vote off? Like, we have 3 options of other people to vote off. I'm gonna just vote out. She can't just be safe because she's the hardest working one. That's one of 3 options. If she's like,
right,
if you get along better with the other ones, you think you'd have
yeah,
more longevity with them. So it's almost
right.
like, yeah, it takes away a little bit of a safety net if you're that hardworking provider type, you know.
So does that then mean all future immunity challenges are going to be only of 3 people in order to make it fair,
Yeah,
right?
that's how they would do it. Just like you always have you sit out, however many the
Yeah.
difference is. So yeah,
So that's just gonna be weird. I mean,
that's definitely
I,
different.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not against it. I think it's a cool thing, but like having, I like legitimately, I think it's an interesting concept. But I feel like you could almost have made an entire season around that idea, as opposed to having this and also having this Exile Island thing.
Hmm.
Like now, maybe the reason that they wanted to do that is because it makes the exile feel more impactful because your tribe is already so small, and the fact that you're not because
Yeah.
relationships are so important, even more so now. Maybe that's one of the significant factors that's playing into it is like, oh well, because so much of it is based on that. That's why we have that's why Exile Island is more of an impact. Hard to say exactly because I mean we've only seen an Exile Island of a sort really once before, and
Hmm.
yeah, I mean it's just I don't know. It seemed
So
like kind of a lot all at once, and I don't necessarily know if it. I'm not feeling it right off the bat. I think it's an interesting concept. I definitely am interested in seeing where it goes. I think again, I think it's just too much at once, but we'll see.
so in yeah, if like the older women were to lose the tribe or the challenge, and then have to send someone to exile, you'll just have 2 people back at camp and one person in exile. That's pretty rough.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think overall though, I think this is a fun premiere. Like, there's a lot. It introduces you to a bunch of
I,
fun characters, and
mechanics aside, this was a very fun episode. I yeah, I can't remember everybody's name. It's always hard to remember everybody's name. But like younger men got a whole vibe going on there. Some of the guys are kind of like this guy's kind of weirdo and they're
the
sort of
only
like
one
button
they
heads a little
really
bit.
focused on was Aris and his hand meditation
Aris's
stacking.
hand meditation. So he's got so I said we got a hippie space cadet, so we got him. He's like, yeah, you feel that? You feel that? And they're like,
And,
no.
and there's the other guy
Yeah,
who would usually flirt with every female he comes into contact with. So it's
yeah,
a
that
shame.
he's a character.
It's really a shame for the other women that he has to be separated on another
Oh yeah,
tribe, with that John Deere hat.
that's right,
Um,
John Deere hat. But he was he the one that winked at the ladies, or one of the ladies winked at him early on? I think one of the girls winked at one of the guys. I don't know. It
it
was
might have
like
been Aris that they winked at,
yeah,
that Courtney winked at.
yeah.
But
Older men though, older men's the gung ho tribe. Here's we got the biggest array of interesting
for
characters. I
sure.
think. Already, all of them stand out. We got an ex NASA guy. We got an ex Air Force guy. We have a guy who is apparently just quit cold turkey cigarettes, smoking 3 packs a day, and now is here out on Survivor. Which, oh my gosh, that's got to be a nightmare, and probably is going to be interesting moving forward, as we saw in the next episode. And then just
The
the
last
Asian
one,
man.
they haven't shown. Yeah, they haven't. I was surprised they didn't give him, like, because they were going through all the older men. They didn't show him.
Yeah,
He didn't get.
they didn't show him
He
hardly.
didn't get to say
But
anything, right?
cigarette, cold turkey is what I'll call him for now. Is this is like, what's Daffy Duck doing over
Yeah,
there?
that's all they showed from him.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then we got the younger women.
Who they're all cute, but they're also indecisive and like.
They didn't show much of
like,
them, but they showed Courtney with the turtle on the beach.
Yeah.
She was like, "This has to be significant." And then
this is significant.
Danielle's like, "Oh nah, she has that accent." She's like,
"Yeah."
What accent is that?
No. It's like,
did it say where she was from?
No, I don't remember. I can get tripped up sometimes by the Boston versus the New York accent. They are different. They are distinctly different. But like sometimes despite the fact that I relate more to Boston because obviously my proximity, I can get tripped up by them sometimes. I'm hearing them in close proximity to each other. Very easy to distinguish, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to. Too early to tell. We'll jury's out on that one. We'll get back to you.
But she's kind of like, Courtney's doing too much. We need to be focusing on the shelter and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the older women, where they showed Tina the Lumberjill.
Yep.
They're talking about how she was yelling a lot, and then she had this moment where she was sitting by herself, and she was really just thinking about her son who had died 4.5 months earlier.
Yeah, which is like, that's not a lot of time at all.
Yeah.
That's real rough. And yeah, I mean, you can't blame her, but she's like, and she's also like, oh, I don't really necessarily want to tell them about that yet. I was like, that's totally understandable. Mm-hmm. Like,
but she was like,
yeah, grieve in your own way, but
being the provider, kind of like hardworking person, used to being out in the elements more. She was like, "Oh, I don't want to tell them to do more of this stuff, or I'll come off as more of a leader." And then my head's in the chopping block. I was really thinking in my head, I'm like, "Your head's already on the chopping block," but
yeah,
you don't know that. Everybody's head's on the chopping block. There's four people. But.
Yeah, that's the thing. You cannot hide in the shuffle at all. It's like everybody's a freaking target here.
It's rough. So I just think socially she didn't gel as much. That's all it came down to.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's fair to, like, she thought she could probably just rely on the fact that she's helping the tribe a lot, and usually that would help you. But 4 people, it's not enough. So we also had Sari, some fun moments with Sari, where she's like,
yeah, she's afraid of leaves.
Never been outside, never stepped outside. She's never lived or spent a night outside. She's never done anything outdoorsy. So she was like, if you're watching this on your couch, just stay on the couch.
Yeah.
But she's like, I still want to play more. So a lot of fun.
There you go.
Fun variety here. And then we had Missy, who was exiled as well.
Missy was exiled, and then she was like, she's having all these like little like back and forth with Jeff being like, I basically saying but not saying that she knows where the immunity idol on the Exile Island is, which that's the big thing here, is that the Exile Island gives you a distinct disadvantage because you're away from your tribe. You don't have any of the benefits of being back at camp, but you do have the opportunity to look for an immunity idol that you can use after, if you get it and hold on to it, you can decide to use it after you're voted for.
After the
which
vote,
is pretty huge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And then the next highest vote will be sent home, and that's good up until the final 4. So that's definitely valuable.
That's pretty huge. Yeah, very valuable for sure.
And so they just did a rock paper scissors for who's gonna go to exile. And so we're gonna have this every episode. It's gonna be another exile, it seems.
Yep.
So we'll see what comes of that. Do you have any more takeaways? And who would you say are like you're most looking forward to see, or hope you get to see more of?
I want to see the more of the NASA and Air Force guy
Mhm.
interact because that was already pretty cool. It's like cool. They have like they were relating on like a level there.
Yeah,
Um,
Dan. Yeah,
because they,
Dan. His
they've
name was
done
Dan, and then Terry.
Dan
So he
and
was. They
Terry.
just
Yeah,
immediately shook hands, and he was like, "All right, we'll never lie to each other in this game."
yeah. We're never gonna lie to each other. Yeah.
Jeez,
He's
lock it
like,
in.
all right, I'll be straight with you. I didn't want a lot of people to know this. I flew for NASA. I didn't just work on them. I legitimately flew in the space shuttle. I'm like, yo, that's that. I love space. You know me. You know, I love that stuff.
Hmm.
And then the other guy was like, yeah, well, I told a little white lie too. It was like, I didn't want people to know I'm ex-military and I flew F-14s. And it was like, oh, I was like, that's pretty cool. So um, I want to see more of that. I mean, I don't know. I just want more. I just want to say, I want to see more of these
Yeah.
interactions. I think we definitely have some four very distinct vibes in each of these tribes. So it's gonna be fun. I think that's gonna hold the season together. Really.
Hmm.
Um,
Fun premiere. It's a fun premiere.
yeah.
All right. Oh,
Player of the
we're
game
here.
or whatever it's
MVP.
called.
Okay, so a
MVP.
tradition of
MVP.
the show now is that Alec will award the most valuable player award. Every episode, someone gets it, and it could be for anything. It's up to his discretion.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to. I'm gonna give it to Tina because I like
Ah,
Tina. I like Tina. I really did. And uh, it's just really too bad she got kind of. I think she really did sort of get screwed by the mini tribes because I feel like she would have been on a different group of people. She definitely would have stuck around a little longer. But
yeah. It's so
I
hard
mean,
to
she
navigate.
yeah, for sure.
I think it would be interesting if we could like run the experiment. If you had done 4 tribes with 4 people, like all in the previous seasons, I imagine you lose like a winner or two just like early on, just by virtue
Yeah,
of like making it like a mini Final Four. It's like,
a fluke. Yeah, basically, I just from a fluke kind of. It's like oh,
yeah, like you could definitely lose a good player there. It's just like a bad draw of like you, especially if you just don't gel with your particular um, gender slash age divide. 'Cause like Shane was saying, he doesn't get along, or he doesn't relate too much to the older guys. Sari was even saying, she's like, I'm on the wrong tribe. What are you talking about? I thought I was
yeah,
younger.
yeah. I thought I was young. Yeah, yeah. So I think she said she's 28 or something, right?
Yeah, very
That's what
old,
she said. Yeah,
otherwise known
yeah. She's an
as
older woman,
older woman. So,
older women tribe.
so
Isn't that was that Bayonetta? No, younger women is Bayonetta.
um, Kasaya.
Anyway, yeah, Bayonetta. Yeah, so it's fine. Bayonetta. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, hey, sweet. Now I'm gonna talk about that every time that shows up as a name.
Yep.
So I get used to that.
And you will have to get used to the names.
Yeah, old. Yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna be tough to get used to older women, younger men.
Well,
It's
yeah, we'll
gonna get
see
tough.
if Jeff even tries to do the tribe names or if he just keeps calling them that.
Yeah.
If there's any sort of tribe swap or anything, then he definitely can't do that. So
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. So
imagine, imagine that's just stays
boy.
the name. It's like older men, and it's got like a young girl, an older woman. That is your tribe
uh,
name. You are an older man now.
you are older men.
Let's embrace your
You're on
identity here.
tribe older men. Um,
And
yeah.
everybody thinks I don't want to side with them, but I told them I am an older man now. That's just that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for watching, folks.
Yeah.
Come back. We'll have a new episode every week, and it'll be fun making our way through Panama.
Making a way.
If you enjoyed this video, why don't you go check out our reaction to Janu's farewell episode of Palau.
That's a good one.
That is the Exile of Janu. All right.
It is. Yeah,
I forget what
it
I named
happened.
that.
There was an exile there.
She was gonna be voted out or something.
Janu she was gonna be voted out.
Something like that. All
That's
right,
cute.
check that out. And like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and click the links in the description for our social media. Okay.
All right.
We'll see you next time. All right.
See yous.